In today's How to Meditate lesson, we answer the question, is meditation spiritual or mental? And I think the answer may just surprise you. Hi, I'm T.S. Hall, the Stoic Medium, and I train old souls, empaths, and highly sensitive people how to excel as psychics and healers. I do this by applying scientific methodology to ancient and timeless spiritual practices, so they learn to display undeniable psychic and healing abilities on command when they need it most. Before I share with you exactly whether I feel meditation is spiritual or mental, let's meditate. Stillness meditation is a 10-minute, twice daily practice. There's two parts. The first part is focused concentration, where you hold in your mind's eye an image to the exclusion of all other thoughts. If you can't see the image, just pretend, imagine, or know it's there. The second bell goes off, and I want you to let go of the spot and allow yourself to drift down into silence, stillness, absence of thought. Then you'll hear the bamboo clap. Before we meditate, I say Reverend Bradley's request. It allows me to have a touchstone, have an anchor, if you will, for the physical body to remind it that it's about to do its meditation. Open, O Blessed Spirit, the spiritual eyes of my soul, that I may be released from the darkness overspreading me by the delusions of the outward senses, that I may perceive and understand those things spiritual. Complete your meditation. Allow yourself to dwell in this place of quiet receptivity, of thinking tranquility, what I like to call the eye of the storm, a place you can create a safe harbor for whatever chaos is going on in the outside world, as well as allow whatever inner turmoil is occurring to begin to quiet, so you can actually connect to the deeper you, the spiritual you. Today's How to Meditate lesson answers the question, is meditation spiritual or mental? And I want you to consider meditation as both mental and spiritual. You know, most times we want to look at an either or circumstance. And in this case, it's a both and. And let me explain. You have a body. That body was conceived in the normal way. You were in your birth mother's womb. And for the first trimester, you pretty much were a physical body with a soul. And by soul, I mean the electrochemical processes that allowed you to grow and to be viable as a living entity. Somewhere around the end of the first trimester, when the central nervous system truly gets formed, something else is needed to maintain the viability of the entity, of the embryo, if you will. And that is called your spirit. So you have your body and soul, and then you have your spirit and mind. And when you hear people talk about mind, body, and spirit, mind is the bridge between the body and the spirit. The moment your spirit inhabits the physical body, your mind is limited and constrained to the brain in your body. So when you ask, is meditation spiritual or mental? Meditation is mental training that allows you to control what your brain does, its thinking, so that you can open the spiritual eyes of your soul to connect with your spirit. The best way I've found to identify with this information is many times we will overthink things, we will worry, we will fret, we will be concerned about things. And as your brain is incessantly overthinking and running a mile a minute or playing that song you can't stand over and over and over on a repeat loop, part of you is aware that that's going on and knowing you shouldn't be doing that. So your brain is doing the thinking and your mind is doing the observing. As you become more adept and practiced in a meditation stillness practice, the brain quiets its thinking to allow the mind to be both the thinker and the observer, hence open the spiritual eyes of your soul. So most of our behavior is instinctual, and that happens on the body-soul side of things. Then we have behavior that is spiritual, and that happens on the mind-spirit part of things. Another way to think about the mind and the spirit, or the consciousness and the spirit, is your mind and spirit are what lives after you die. The body and the soul die with this meat suit, as some people like to call it. So to open the spiritual eyes of your soul, to access your intuitive knowing, to access your spirituality, your spirit self, that spirit part of you, and even to the point of connecting to it with your spirit guides and teachers, we need to control and train the brain to do the thinking we want it to do. This mental training of the brain gets our thinking aligned with our observing and our inner knowing awareness. Some call it an awakening, and an awakening is the moment you really perceive mind, body, spirit connection aligned as one, where there's no observer and brain, there's simply you, connected here now in this present moment, aware of both the physical and the spiritual or energetic realms, if you will. So that's it. Meditation is both spiritual and mental. So it's mental training to have your brain do what you want it to do when you want it to do it on your command, that allows you to access that mental part of yourself, or the mind part of yourself and your spirit. So you can avail yourself to the spiritual information, the intuitive information available to you. I know some of this may seem like semantics, But one of the benefits and beauties of a long-term meditation practice is you will have experiences while you're developing your skills and abilities as a meditator that make these things make sense. Because you've got an experience and then you hear someone else describe their experience, which makes your experience validated and explains what you experience. So that's it. That's the end of this How to Meditate lesson. Again, I'm T.S. Hall, the Stoic Medium, and we put out the videos as quickly as we can. If you find them helpful and useful, if you like this video, give us a thumbs up. If you hated this video, give us a thumbs down. We're a new channel. We're trying to figure out how to convey advanced spiritual practices and techniques via YouTube and online. I'm used to doing it in person. Ask me your questions in the comments below. Let me help you with your experience and troubleshoot your meditation. If you're new here and what we're saying rings true or feels right, consider subscribing. Hit the little red button and bell below, or click my picture beside me. Below my picture is what I recommend you watch next, and it's an introduction to spiritualism as the philosophy, not as a religion, to see if it's the proper course for your spiritual journey this lifetime. Until we connect again, my highest blessings.